YouTube check. 1, 2. YouTube check. Let me know if you can hear my voice in the chat. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Check 2, check 3, check 4. Yo. I know today's gonna be a bit of a weird day. It's as far as the short week is concerned, that there's gonna be slight the probabilities for today's upside on the SPY was they they were significant. The pullback was absolutely, actually, you know what? That's something that we can measure here real quick. Let me just take a look at that pull. Okay. 0.62. There was, yeah, it's actually half of what it could have been as a max pullback. There was an 83.3% chance of just a unstoppable SPY today. And there, with that probability, there was a average dip of 0.31% at the intraday open, and there was also the probabilities of a max 1.49 1.49% pullback from the open of the day. So it's curious enough that this was just around that 40-50% of the range. So the stats are very good, guys. And this was a measurement, right? A statistic done over the first 2 gapped days after a major downside. But the major downside was actually a 20-day gap, being that we took into consideration here 2 to 5.5% dip within the 20 days, historically speaking, at major lows, at inflection lows. And this was the probability for today. And the upsides are getting near there now. Although we could still technically, on a max iteration, 5 out of 6, this could technically reach a the inversion completely on a standard deviation retracement, 1.49% up from the open of the day. Let me get my camera on here, guys. Hold on. Okay. So, oh, dude, what? Hold on, guys. Yeah, buddy, grab that. Grab it. Okay, team. Is my voice still here despite the despite the camera being shown. Why am I not monitoring you? Were you guys able to see the camera there? Like this? Check 1 2 check. You guys could see me, right? Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, you know, the last few days I've been having just the weirdest amount of trouble here with Discord, but all good, you know. Let's see. Okay, let's get it, guys. So yeah, the probabilities here were that, so, and 1.49% retrace would be the upside on a max. I'm talking about if it really ran perfectly to the stats, which 1.49% upside led us to a very curious 678.51. And the 678.51 actually has a why not thesis of just around the, yeah, it would, you know, it would actually be 679, just around that 93, 679.85. 679.85 would be around that range. Statistically speaking, we're looking at a 678.51. Let's see if that's viable. It actually is. In fact, I'll correct it to 678.59. That would be the technical upside should it run perfectly to the statistics against the historical views. So if you're curious, right? What I did to run or to gather the data here was looking at the inflection closes, right? So for example, you have this iteration here, this one. I guess, no, I didn't really do this one here. I made more out of this on the October 10th. And presently speaking, this, right? So this type of back test against something like, you know, this one here, this one right here as well, this down here, this right over here, all these confluent back tests I took into deep consideration here. And it looks like it's looking like also the final test of each iteration like this usually leads to new highs with a high probability basis. And not only that is that as I start to observe, as I start to observe the present formation on this, you guys already know the type of results that we can get from this type of formation, right, guys? And it also already has its exit condition, right? It has the potentials of an inverse head and shoulders exit strategy, and the formation is what it is. So the only way that I can oppose the only way that I can really oppose the type of formation that this is, I guess, would be as though, I guess it would be if I used like a right angled broadening wedge, but it really doesn't sit well like that, you know. I'm trying to use as many different options as I can, and yeah, but kind of seen okay from this, even the daily time frame. It just looks like this, guys. It really looks like this. 2021, your 2021 correction, right? In a mini form. So just let me show you this here. I'm gonna take a quick snapshot of this, right? Just like this here. Let me take a shot of this, right? Hold on. Take a screenshot. Hold on, team. Okay. And now I'm going to kind of accelerate this or slow it down by a weekly basis and reach back to the 2021 or a bi-weekly basis, I think would probably be a better outlook, right? Okay. And this is what it looks like in 2021. Right? So let me go ahead and just paste. The base is way too large. What the heck? Okay, so then I'll take it from my stuff. What the heck? What do you mean it's too large? It's never ever given me that issue before, but it doesn't matter. There are ways. Where there is a will, there is a way, team. Okay, so yeah, this would be it right here. Okay, let me move the screenshot out of the way, and I can have you guys take a look at a pretty cool example here. So maybe even put this into or let me see your I'm wondering how I can use, yeah, maybe either the 3-week or even the bi-week. Let's see your bi-week. Screw it, we'll leave it on the bi-week here, team. That should be okay. And yeah, so now the other thing I want to do is bring this to about this point here. Right, we're going to rewind time, get myself out of the way. And let's get data cells V2 out of the way. And now observe the similarities here, right? Let's put that like that. And let's put this kind of right next to it, right? This. So you have this working, formation here, right? You have this downside, and then you have this dip like this, right? It's serving so similarly to what's happened here, you know. So I'm wondering if this is kind of where we're at. So now, if it is sitting at that position there, well, I'm not sure if we can count this bi-week time frame, but it does appear to have maybe 3 consecutive bi-week iterations upside. What I'm saying here, guys, is that the corrective periods have been, my goodness, dude, hold on. Okay, team. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. So yes, I was saying that if this really is kind of where we're at, as far as the kind of comparison here through the means of that image, then this would be kind of like the final phase for the continuation of the asset. So we have our 2-day, 4-day retrace, and then create the exit strategy, right? Test resistances, retest the supports of the breakout from the formation itself, right? We have that line coming down from over here all the way down to here, thus being the test and breakout, the breakout conditions, right? They would be live right about there. And this would lead towards a new high, and that is kind of forming here from your liquidity grab bottom on the second largest capitulation time that this had, which is very, very similar behavior to what happened just recently, just these last 3 weeks, I think it was. So in other words, this whatever's happening here, team, I think that it could be sped up. Just like the way I kind of discovered with XRP, that the time frames are completely sped up, and that's leading into it's leading into faster corrections, you know, way faster corrections. For example, this dip right here, right? This happened in February 2025, just to give you guys an idea here. Hold on. That dip, the correction on this, guys, was just about, and I'm doing this actually in the you know, it very well could have been a little deeper too. So yeah, I guess that's okay. Let's just make sure to catch that top. Yeah, you're looking at about a 21.43% correction starting in February 25th this year, right? So now if we look back at the December of 2021, this is about, I think it's just a little larger, right? So let's look at that total correction on that iteration, just about that top side to about this bottom side here. And you're looking at about a 27.33% correction here, and this was a 21.43, right? So very, very, very similar, except that what's happening here in, I guess, in time frame, this is it's showing that there's a difference in, there's a change in the time expectancy for these corrections to kind of make their way. So this would be about 286 days long from the very top to the very bottom, and this iteration here would take just essentially to the very bottom side. That would be 44 days. So 44-day correction. And this was about 90%, just around 90% the amount that was done here in this quick dip. So what I'm feeling like is that we're kind of undergoing some of these, like something like this here, you know, and being that it does have the shape that it does in this moment, then it could also be something like this. Right, but usually speaking, double bottoming and testing these major inflection lows have almost 100% of the time led to new highs. So that also is a very dangerous thing, because not necessarily true, as this bottom side of this formation here did not lead towards a new high before it corrected again. Right, it actually led to around 90% the high. So if that's the case, then your 678.59, 679.85 into potentially the closing of the gap over here, which puts you at around your 682. I mentioned 684 as well, right? So roughly around these areas here could be a moment to where we can maybe retrace, right? Probably test back all the way. I don't even know, guys. This we're ignoring a few things here that we back tested. For example, this here at 661. So very, 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 very easily we can make a move to around your 684s and immediately pull back a 25-point dip on the SPY, and that won't be fun for a lot of people. But this is, technically speaking, guys, a very bullish formation, and I do think that we have the strength to move forward, but the liquidity has to be available. It must be available, guys. So we are roughly around this point here as a formation, and I do think that we have this type of support system going on right about this. So this is a descending broadening wedge. Huge probabilities for this thing. I'm thinking here your local resistances, maybe today we can reach as high as this point here of around 675, 69, maybe as high as this 676. 676.21. I'm not sure that it's actually going to hit their team. I'm just telling you that it's if I were the one playing this, then you know these would be your more obvious liquidity tops, right? So if I can actually correct this target just a little bit more, I would actually bring it down to the closing of this 12-hour gap, right? So that would be a pretty nice area to consider a take profit confluent to these tops here too in that wick there. So a 675.61 does not seem so unreasonable. It just feels like it's going to be ran later on in the day to this upside, and I think it's probably going to happen. The dip and the retrace of your 2-day and I believe your 4-day time frames, those may actually not come in until a little bit later, since I am catching now. Momentum speeding up into this into this last hour, well, before the power hour, right? I think the momentum picking up here would be as good as the next 25 minutes, pull back the market, which would then introduce a potential for entry, where I believe the market is going to pump into that 675.61, creating another stop run for the puts that are loading, expecting a continuation to the downside in these upper bounds. The daily ATR in this, actually, hold on, let me just make sure that I know that this is, we're using a 12-hour, we're using a 12-hour formation here. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure to write that down. So 12-hour, we're going to keep our notes here, right? So 12-hour broadening wedge. The daily ATR top, I think we already I think we're getting close. Let me see. Your daily ATR top on this would be, what do you know, 678.43, and it's just, it's literally around the targets that I'm talking about, 678.59. But a reason to stop price action from going into those upper bounds would absolutely be a target of 675.61. So just heads up, guys, there could be the ATR, the ATR height, that would be a 678.42, right? Not bad at all. And you know what? Let me just go ahead and make sure that 677.43. Awesome targeting, brother. And I can see it too. That's just above that. It's just, I think it's this that you're sort of similarly looking at, right? This is just about, oh no, let's see. Oh, this here, that's a 677. What is it, like a 20 or 30, the 677, but yeah, I would say an average of about 677.63 to about 677.17 esque, ish. It's historically what's before that on the way up is what kind of worries me, right? Right now we're sitting at a gigantic resistance, but that resistance is not so much a resistance anymore ish, unless it reclaims the structure and closes your primary time frames. If it doesn't do that, then this is clearly a symptom of support and a potential early indication of a continuation to the upside. The top side of this take profit of 675.61 is very much confluent to the regression of the wedge itself. So I'm wondering if that's if that can somehow play a role. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of data cells V2. I'm going to put in light of that the data cells advance here and see what's up. Okay, so yeah, team, what time is it right now? I think Yeah, I think we should be getting a little bit of a pullback here into the SPX hourly close, which would be in about just about 21 minutes. And not only that is that let's see. Let me pull you into the ES. This was my thesis topside for the ES here, guys, and we have made it. Let me just push the targets here. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we did resist at that 67.73 of the ES. Okay, let me see. Okay, 1-3. Yeah, your 1 hour, 3 hour on the ES is coming in about 50 minutes. So that's not yet completely confluent, but I think it's going to be the SPX intraday hourly closes, right? So for example, your hourly right in 20 minutes, like we said, but from this, I don't think I have anything else. No, of course not. It would be the 30. It would just be the 30-minute and the hourly. Okay. The more confluent times are going to come in at the, I think on the ES and the power hour. And yeah, so hourly time frame on the SPX is coming to a close here, right? So that would mean that your SPY closing the was it the 4 hour, the 3 hour, one of those? Oh, the ES, I'm sorry, the ES, right? Here comes the ES, man. All the freaking time, huge confusions. Okay, yeah, closing the buy, the 3 hour time frame, and yeah, this would introduce 3 hours. Let's see, 3 hours would be 20 minutes ish, 15 minutes ish to the close. This would cascade downward, right? So the ES really could make a retrace down to, hey, it looks like it could do that actually. 67.70. I mean, it actually could be a little deeper too, huh? 67.70. Let me see the daily. Yeah, I see. Oof. Wow. Do I have confluence in there? I think it would actually be down here-ish. Yeah, it's gonna be a fair dip here, and I would be very careful. Oh, hold on. What's preventing me from getting to that downside? Hold on. You know what? I would give it a very, very rough average. Very rough average. If I'm using just my personal like bias here and connecting all these dots together, it probably, I mean, the most confluent touches I'm getting are roughly about like 67.57. Let me see. Hold on, almost there. I mean, I see like a 58.5. But I think it might as well. Yeah, it's like a 67.50. I want to say 50, like 58.5 to like 56.75. The center of this area, you know, it's just around your 68, 58.75, like around there, right? So right in between this area here, I think we could find some interesting. Should it be that it wants to, you know, catch a wick for liquidity, I would probably say 67.53.75, and it's already kind of doing it here, you know. So I would say, yeah, maybe around here, this could be a zone to consider some type of very, very, very super careful risk on. Sorry, team. Yeah, just around there with a 58.50 in between. It is at support at 67, 65, 75. I gotta say, you're catching 67.59 possible. Let's go. Tahoe Joe, you had it already posted. Let's go, brother. On the OG pit. Let's do it, dude. Here. Okay. Okay, so that in comparison, yeah, this is going to be a bit tough to kind of read like this, right? I'm just going to cascade these for the entries. Yeah, screw it. We'll do them kind of large, just like this. You're catching a 67.59 and a quarter. And you know me, I'm a pirate with this, so it very well could be. I'm just literally a point away from you on the 60 and a quarter. So I very well could see that. Okay. So now if we look at this from this perspective, I'm going to try to get as close as I can. Like this. You would use like these pivots right over here on the SPY, and seeing that what is that? That's a daily time frame. Yeah, it's wow. I don't know if this. Yeah, I'm not. That's a real aggressive drop on there, right? Which could be. As far as the SPY is concerned, that technically would be around 667.95 for the SPY, but the thing is that the ES might get there earlier than the SPY does. So I'm thinking here that some of these gaps may have something to say about that. Like for example, like this one here, right, aligned with all of this right back here. So I would say if the ES gets there faster, then we could be seeing a 670.26. Yes. Yeah, just about a 670.26. Do I already have that in there? Okay, no, I don't. This was a new thing. Okay. 670.26 to just about 667.95, maybe. I'm not sure if we can get there. And here's the other probability team that because the ES is dropping pretty aggressively into those lows, and that can open up the gates here for. Dang it, man! This would. I would say that this is the only reason that price action is going to be prevented from continuing into those lows. This 671.87, but other than that, it should technically be between this here, you know. So you have your 50% ranges, roughly around 668. This guys, I'm talking about. Nice. Actually, I think I'd have to change it a little bit. 669.17. This may happen post market. So that means that technically speaking, there could be a pull to 671.87 as early as that. And I mean, it's just, yeah, there could be a pull into their team. And the 30-minute time frame is about to And the hourly time frame, 30-minute and hourly, is about to kind of close here. And this would be, yeah, this would be like a bi-hourly also, bi-hourly 50% retrace. It just, I mean, 19 minutes ago, we started that bi-hourly, right? So here we are on the ES, roughly at those entries. Hold on. Hold on to your socks and boots, team. Hey, baby. Oh, I love you, honey. Hold on, buddy. Yeah, I think that they're gonna run it into the end of the day, maybe. You know, at least a little bit higher. You know, and I'm kind of looking. Hold on, guys. Okay, team. I am careful, honey. Okay, I am back. Um, okay, so yeah, the way that this thing is, dude, what's up with my yeah, the way that this is bouncing, guys, this is uh clearly it feels like it's a little more of a scalper strategy, right? Well, I mean, it is a momentum trade, nonetheless, right? If you were able to kind of catch the entry here, imagine you put the entry at around that 67.58.50, and it resisted just a little bit ago around this 67.65, like it's going right. I mean, guys, that's you're looking at an over 7 point move on the ES. So those are significant moves, and those are significant opportunities to take for some short-term gains, and what I can share about this is that if it's not breaking the resistance just yet, and it's kind of taken a little longer than we anticipated, we probably just have to wait for the major time closure to happen, and that would of course introduce the hourly time frame of the SPX closing here. And now actually it just closed at this very moment, and that would be your hourly time frame on the SPX, right? So that would, let's see how that's behaving. There's an 80 there's an 80% probability of the SPX running towards its nearest wick first, right? So in this case, I know the proximity is a bit low here, but remember that this is a red close on the SPX, which means that it could peekaboo upside, then come back towards its wick and see what it's going to do after that. So yeah, this is a tweezer top, red outside bar. Wait for that little bit of a push to the upside. It's already near resistances, right? It could go a little bit higher here, maybe into the 67.49, or yeah, 67.49-ish. There's a couple more wicks on top, right? These middle ones, right? These ones right here. So if it can go a little deeper, fine. But usually speaking, that would retrace from that point and kind of come down to catch its the hourly wick. Now, things to prevent the entire hourly wick dip would also kind of feel like, oh, okay, yeah, like it would be roughly around here, around 67.45.92 on the SPX. And to further look, I'm just looking at things that can prevent it from coming down, right, guys? So I'm going to put the bottom of the hourly wick right here because that's typically what it does, right? But looking at the daily time frame, these two sections here, this would be that soft support that can prevent it from going towards its absolute wick low. Now, if it breaks that, then we absolutely have a liquidity grab at 67.3801. And so let's see. This would be the total zone of risk. The focus would be located within this area here. So meaning that you do not over lever, you don't come in heavy, you come in light enough, right? So just around this point here, right? And from there, we have, this is the total range here. That's okay. And then a liquidity bottom down there. Yeah, I really feel like there's a lot of anxiety here, guys. Three-day time frame running. This could be extended to just around your 67.41.28. In fact, I am going to do that. And the only thing to prevent it is just on a smaller time frame in here, but that's this entire area, team, just heads up on this whole. And you know what? I think okay, so it's two zones of entry. Look at that, man. Damn. If it decides to go all the way down. Sebastian, are you in NUVB, buddy? Should we be looking at it? That is, we're at the hourly close, just around 4 minutes after. We're not out of the woods yet, guys. This wouldn't be. I wouldn't consider this the bottom, not yet. And the reason I can tell you is because the time the major closures are coming in with the SPY here pretty soon. And okay, SPX, guys, I'm just going to give you these targets here. I think the SPX has probabilities of dropping into these. These are going to be your focused zones. There you go, guys. Oh. The buy hourly time frame kind of already did it, but I believe that we're going to continue into that yet again. And let's see. Hold on, guys. Let's bring these a little bit closer to us. You took it, buddy? You're good to go? Oh, or we never got the entry. That's what you're saying, right? Dude. What a freaking bummer, bro. I'm so sorry, bro. I failed you, my brother. I feel like we could have gotten a little bit closer to that, dude. It really just went, huh? Okay. Yeah, here we go. Dipping into those targets, that feels a little bit better. And also, guys, please be careful with this, okay? Let me see. That's not really the best fair value gap at this low of the liquidity bottom. When I give you targets like these that have zones, right? Just like these, they have a zone here, it has a zone here, right? That means that you would have to treat it in that manner. You would have to treat it in the sense to where there is tiny bits of risk, right? You just gain a little bit of percentage of risk on, right? A little bit of percentage of risk on, because you don't want to draw down those potential bottoms, right, as you go. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think I want to make sure that it does validate, and this downside is making me feel like it's going to reverse on the power hour. So I think it may take that long to get this thing to really kind of bottom out, and the SPY is finally kind of breaking below its support now. And yeah, what's dangerous, I mean, obviously, right, we could have always played puts on this, but specifically to the SPX, but it's just so close to the close now. SPX doesn't give you the extra 15 minutes to trade after hours. Or is it 15 minutes, or is it a shorter time now, guys? What's the deal with that? The SPX is already, man, it's reaching those supports, which makes me feel like we may actually take the bottom area. Oh, what? Hold on. Let me see this on a daily. Now I need to check this out a little deeper now. Hold on. We broke above. Let me see this on a weekly. No. Even on a 4-hour time. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Hang on. Don't risk on anything. Don't risk on anything, because I feel like this actually may have a deeper dip. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. Hang on. I see. Okay. Yeah, there are two zones here that can prevent price from continuing lower. But yeah, guys, I think this is going to be a little bit of a deeper correction. Hold on just a sec. This may have way more before a rip, and we still have 20 minutes to go. That may actually do it. 66.96.41. 67.13.55. hang on, team. If it captures this, if it reclaims downside structure, we may actually see a kind of a slip in its correction here. This liquidity here may be the bounce to get an opportunity. SPX is closing one. Nothing just yet. Yeah, I think this is gonna. Right, this was the only zone to prevent it from continuing, but these are also massive resistances now, as high as as high as even the 67.43. It's we're already at a focus resistance at this point. You're showing red. Yeah. We just have to be careful on the timing of this. But there may actually be an opportunity to even open, I guess, puts. If there were anything that I would do on this team, it's hard to say, but it would probably be like your SPY next day 670s. Showing up around 2100 open interest, or your 669s at around 2900 open interest. It's just the closer to the money you can be, the better. You know, it's just careful with these places though, because these ones could really introduce. This can stop price action from continuing lower, and let me see the SPY though. Hold on. 3-hour time frame or bi-hourly, I think it was, right? Let me go back to extended. And what time is it? Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one, team. I see these bottoms. You know, I definitely see them there, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. It's just it feels a little different than before. I gotta be honest. It just feels different from before. You know, 67, 23, 24. Fair enough. It is close enough to some pretty important targets there. Okay. We have about 15 minutes to power hour. There's a tiny little gap there. No. Let me see your momentum on this then. Screw it. Hold on. We're at resistance here. That's a validation of resistance that's trying to get done here, but that it's a soft resistance in this place. The resistance that it would actually need, it would be up on the 67.45.99. So if the 40, yeah, if the 49, the 45.99 or whatever that is, gets broken, that gives a chance to start reclaiming above 67.47.38, in which case the downside is over, and we were right as far as the entries at the bottom side, and I hate it. But it is a potential there. Here's a symptom. Careful, it's not there yet, right? The chance to get up is the next one. The chance to get up to the 67.47.43 is technically on now. You know, so man, that, yeah, it gets like really dangerous like that. You hear that little guy back there? Hey, baby. I'm looking at a 2-minute time frame, guys. Remember, okay, that's just it's very, very tiny. If you guys are curious over what, I mean, these are really expensive on the SPX, guys, and you don't get the extra 15 minutes, right? Look at that thing. I'm telling you, man. It's got so much weirdness happening. Nice. Good job. Good job. These are symptoms, guys, and I feel like I don't know. It's just keep those positions short. Never be afraid to re-enter Destiny. You know what I'm saying? But this may this I mean, guys, I'm feeling like that could have been it. You know. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Is it building the exit strategy, you know? Like putting together here the whole inverse head and shoulders? It very well could. You know? Yeah, it's mad money for these SPXs ones, guys. But the one that could be good is, I don't like to be too far out of the money, you know. But the 6750 SPX looks like you know, it looks like an okay thing to kind of grab there. You know, and of course we're looking at the closure of a 10-minute coming in here, so the 10-minute time frame may introduce you know, splits down to around 67.43. Say, yes, somewhere down here, and that's not only the right; it's the hourly time frame as well for the SPX. So the hourly SPX already did. That's right, it did for the SPY. Sorry. And the SPY was actually retracing upward. Okay. Let me see. So, oh, wow. So 3-hour closure, that, you know, that could have been a 30% retrace. By hourly time frame, that could have been its 50% retrace as well. And the SPY is showing still upside, except for the hourly. Okay. 5-minute time frame on the SPY. Let's see. 3 3-minute time frame upsides. It feels like this. Yeah, it feels like that's. It's just below resistance. It's just below resistance here, but that's the whole point of this, right? To reclaim. And I mean, this is a very valid. It's a 4-minute time frame, right? It is a very valid head and shoulders. This would really have to break up. It really would have to break above, like I mean, big time. To invert that play. Man, I'm wondering if they're gonna run it up. So far you still in Destiny? Oh, Daniel. Yeah, brother. You're out at 100%. Good. Good job. Good job. It'd be better for you to just exit and wait. I'm thinking like, the FOMO here would be kind of catching everyone, right? But probably the better thing to do would be to wait. Hold on, guys. Okay, team, here comes the power hour close now. Let's see what happens here. Let's see how the asset reacts. Okay, wow. Man, the spy has me a bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie, Seb. But I mean, technically speaking, this would be the one, man. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna blow it. I think it's gonna blow the top on this. Insane, dude. Sick. You know, what? I mean, if you want to really try to whatever it, what, like freaking 67, 54, 59? Dude, it's just, it would be, that's nasty, bro. Let's go. Wow. Insanity, dude. So here, the spy would also kind of decide on what could happen. You know? But be careful, man. Be careful. Dude, the spy is totally trying to do it. It's picking up like on these, like, it's just, I feel like it needs the bottom touched, like on the SPX. I mean, there's no problem with light entries either. It's just, dude, you know what I'm saying? Dude, man, it's getting really silly here, dude. Oh, dude, oh my goodness. Take a look at the other side of this. Man. It's dangerous here, super dangerous. What do you think, dude? They're gonna run it or no? Bro. Oh my goodness, dude. What? Oh man. Maybe. This thing feels like it's about to freaking blow the lid. Spy 674.37. Oh my goodness, no way. Look at that, guys. Wow. But, you know, these always could be false breaks. Just Fox Business are saying, let's see, markets are moving up. Really? Interesting, sir. Oh man, dude. Let's see. Let me look at your 15. That already got a close. The 15-minute time frame already got a close above. Actually, this would be it. This would be the one to determine. Nine minutes to close that. Let me see what else, right? 5 minutes to close at 10. Okay, this is expanding upside from immediate short term. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh man. Seb, I think I'm just gonna open a very tiny exposure, like maybe one contract, just to kind of keep it in there. Your 67.75 SPX call for next day expiry. I think I want to push it as the 5-minute time frame is coming to a retrace here on that upper bound. It's just not moving fast enough. I really want to know if we can push. I mean, if we can really make an actual retrace of the 5-minute, that would be the best thing ever. But it's also dangerous too. So that would be about just around $2 down ish, man. But it really has support all over this here too, dude. All right, I'm gonna keep exposure. I'm gonna press it. I just got one in there, dude. Whether it comes down, I'll see if I can maybe enter another. But I'm just gonna keep exposure in. Wow, dude. What? Look at the SPY. Yeah, that thing is immediately up. I mean, immediately up. These are momentum bars, man. These are really strong. We're about 8 minutes. We got a 10-minute closure coming in. Let's take a look at the 10-minute on the SPX. Minute ATR top 67.63. That's pretty fair. It already kind of did it there. Yeah, what the heck is going on here? Ten-minute close is 35 seconds. That's your 10-minute. Yeah. KD, your SPY contract up 100%. Dang, dude. This is what the SPY is looking like. Just so you can, well, it's just like this on the SPX, right? These are the areas to back test. 50%, that 10-minute time frame would do it too, right? Here's your SPY on a really immediate short term. SPX could still come down a little bit. Actually, both of them could. Let's see. Yeah, it's roughly these areas in here. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Oh my goodness, no way. You got a butterfly? That you wouldn't yeah, I guess that would be good. You wouldn't consider a debit spread here? No, maybe not. Maybe not. If anything, it would just be you know, you protect yourself with a strangle or something, but the butterfly seems good. Let me see the 5-minute on this. Yeah, the 5-minute printed a shooting star, but that doesn't mean that it's done. It's a 5-minute time frame on the SPY. You know what I mean? What time is it? It is we have a 15-minute coming in. You made 500 from 40. Let's go. That's the way to do it, Destiny. That's the way to do it. Congrats, mama. You do your thing. You do your thing. Oh my goodness, no way. Guys checking the let's check to see how news is flowing right now. Gotta be very careful at these points. Is there anything negative or whatever, right? That's just the gravity of the situation here, of course. 22 seconds to close a SPY hammer candle. That would be the reversal signal. Let's see, 24 minutes ago, a look at the 5 finalists replaced Fed. Man. Yeah, so 24 minutes ago, there was news here saying a look at the 5 finalists to replace Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Let's see. 31 minutes ago, Robinhood CEO's AI startup Harmonic valued at 1.45 billion. There could be something happening with Robinhood, ticker symbol Hood, and potentially ticker symbol, let's see, HLIT. Okay, probable 5-minute bull flag built on the SPY. Looks like continuation, maybe still in line here, guys. Let's see what else. There really isn't any bad news. So I'm seeing here an hour ago, traders push the U.S. 10-year yield below 4% as Hassett tops Fed, the Fed field. What? Cool. You know, I think we should also keep an eye on NVIDIA. Descending channel on the daily, that may break it. Could actually, maybe. I was wondering if it already made its move. It's probably going to do it. Also, ticker symbol CAT looks like it could be breaking a trend soon. I'm not sure if we need a pullback first. Heads up on that, team. But this is looking like your bull flag formation. What time is it? We still have about 8 minutes to go for the hourly closure on this. Be extremely careful here, team. Oh yeah, heads up with a 0 DTEs at this point, team. This is really concentrated theta. Heavily concentrated theta. Let me see this momentum. Three-minute time frame, new bar open with a new upside. A little weak on the top though. Let's see. 2-minute time frame, long wicks to the downside, typically upside with that kind of behavior. 10-minute time frame still showing upside, 50% retrace has been complete at present, support now on the SPY. This would be a signal for continuation. 15-minute time frame, new bar, upside, bottom of contraction. We're at about 7 minutes from closing. You're hourly on the SPX. Let me see. Yes. Just about 11 minutes, sorry. Let's look back here. Yeah, a little bit of resistance here. As soon as it breaks above that, it'll be a little more liquid. It's right at that point. Daily time frame. ATR top would be 678. Why do I feel like they're going to try to pull some crap off like that? Oh my goodness. Oh, dude, really dangerous there, but oh my goodness. Yeah, honey. Where's that 30-minute? It's coming in just a little bit. 7 to 9 minute average. Wow. Oh my goodness. It's accelerating. The SPX is trying to accelerate, guys. There's a push somewhere. But I think it really needs that little bit of a pullback too. I mean, if it doesn't, it's because that momentum has been kind of growing here too. You okay, buddy? Yeah? Hold on, team. Hold on. Okay, team. We're approaching here the it is the hourly time frame on the SPX just closed. It closed as a true green outside bar, bullish engulfing. It's on the top of a trend, which I don't really like. Heads up, this is it's usually the case, right? It'll go up towards its wick and potentially retrace its typical deal. And that could be roughly around the 67.58.26 to, maybe even, 67.28.56 to just about 67.54.77. Okay. Wow. Immediate. Oh my goodness. It's at it's at the resistance here. That's the wick. Wow. No way it's going to do it. What the heck? Are you still in, Seb? It doesn't feel like a peekaboo anymore, man. That thing is just like straight up going. That's a lot of anxiety. Oh, also, did we catch anything as far as, let's see. As far as good news, let's see. Warner Music Group, let's see, Traders Push, yeah. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much here, guys. Unless you guys are catching something on the as far as news or releases or anything, I'm not catching anything here. So I'm just, so the Dow, okay, it's saying that the Dow leads stocks higher as Wall Street rally resumes 16 minutes ago. Your SPY does not seem to be phased too much here. What the heck? Yeah, the SPY feels incredible. So yeah, guys, there's something's leading here. Let me take a look at your heat map. Let's take a look together. Wow. Meta 3.44%. Walmart 2.64%. Careful, buddy. I'm not sure if Seb, I gotta try to keep Seb awake, buddy. I don't know how late it is with you, buddy, but stay awake. Seb. Careful, bro. Careful. It's got to be super. I think it's late where he is. It's probably like 1 in the morning or something. I'm not sure. Hey, buddy. No, I'm just trying to make sure you're awake, but in case you're risk on. And I don't want you to miss your play, Yeah, the market is being dragged up regardless of the downside on Nvidia. The Meta just went up Yeah, it just went up 2 ticks to 3.46 now instead of the 3.44. And this is, let's see. Keep an eye on that, right? See how this thing is fluctuating. Does somebody have the SPY target at the present moment? Hi, buddy. Yeah. Roar, little mountain. That's a little mountain with a big old monster on top. Careful, buddy. Not so loud, buddy. And this is what the SPX is looking like, guys. $670, $75.61. Let me take a look. Yeah, that's what I was feeling was gonna try to break, but it would be foolish to think so too, you know. It's what hasn't really, you know, and it could be a future thing too. It doesn't have to be like in the more immediate, right? But what I was gonna say is that there could be potential. What's missing in the price, right? What's missing in the pricing here? You know, could a downside or could whatever already be priced in, or an upside? I guess very well so. But what probably has not been priced in is the rest of the momentum coming in statistically. You know what I mean? And that is a very, very clean looking resistance there. And you're meeting that target directly on it. You're right on the money. What the time right now is 37. So leading into 38 right now. So we are just around 22 minutes from the market close. And I'm wondering, this is where I'm wondering if they're going to just rip it open before a 10-minute time frame, just complete bag on the calls, just to validate your support break. And that could be your the support break could be, you know, down here somewhere around the 67.54 of the SPX. Yeah, exactly. Those are my thoughts exactly. You know what I mean, Jimmy? So I mean, for now, yeah, you have massive upside continuation. I must admit that this is completely overbought, and you have around, oh, that's nice to know, 4-minute time frame overbought cycles is just 8. Let's see, 8. Yeah, look at that. Hold on just a sec. Let me make sure of this. I need to make sure that I'm loading Momentum 1, which is still on the launch discount, guys. Make sure to pick that up. Okay, let me get rid of. Let me make sure that this is it. Oh my goodness, validation upsides on this is still in. We're exceeding that target already. Let's see, average overbought bars, we're at 8.39. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 overbought bars, right? Jeez. And we are presently at a resistance here. Let me see. Meta just went up another tick, 3.47% up. Walmart did too, another basis point up. Google just went almost It was 0.55 up. It is now 1% up. Guys, this is looking like it's still concentrating a continuation. 20-minute close just came in. Did it just finish or no? 9 minutes to get that. What? Okay. Whoa. It is presently again at that resistance top. Again at that resistance. I think so too, right? At least to a local resistance to provide some kind of liquidity grab. 67.74, which I wonder if they're going to take advantage of to grab some opposing side liquidity or something. Yeah. It may not be volume that they push it with. They could just fill the supply with long puts and boost it. Nvidia just went from 299% to 296%. Meta up another basis point, another tick. It's at 348 now. Yeah, Google is now up another 0.15%. Microsoft up 0.20%. That is interesting. Very interesting. And the let's see, I think that was the SPY 20-minute. Guys, if they bring this down now, like early, Meta's up again, Apple up again, Nvidia down a little harder now, 3.09. Amazon is going up, Walmart is up again. What I was going to say is if they bring this down into the last 10 minutes, the imbalance may find upside resolutions to correct, to reconcile. And it's looking like they may want to do that. The calls are guys, on the downside, the calls are gaining. Yeah, it may be, and it may be a false breakout. Hold on, guys. Okay, team. Man, we're about to get into the imbalance here, guys. There may be a big spike in 10 seconds, and if they bring it down like this, usually when we're on a downtick, there could be an uptick right after it. Here we go. Now, let's see what it does. Oh my goodness. Heads up, we are at resistance still. Please be careful. NVIDIA now 3.09 to 2.79. Google 1.2% up. I wonder if there was so many buy orders or long orders that it missed some in the reconciliation. Who knows though? But still, we're really close to a potential bull trap here. It's still close enough. Oh man. There's another push. There would be one more push at 55, but that would be a lot of like a lot of take profit there, team. You know what I mean? Wow. Still pushing on that up. Oh my goodness. Dude. Let's go, bro. Oh man. I'm gonna exit my SPX calls. I need to get out here. Because the SPX would, they don't have after hours trading, right? So I'm gonna see if we can switch over to the SPY. Oh my goodness, the SPY look at the SPY, guys. Oh my goodness, look at this. Here it is on the 20-minute time frame. Momentum bars completely in action here. So yesterday's take profit target for the day was 675.61. And I said if we have enough liquidity, your ATR top would be right around here, 678.59 to around 679.85. It looks like it may want to do that. That's insanity. Insanity. I mean, crazy, crazy times here. Guys, look at that. Go. Oh, bro. The 5-minute time, the 5-minute close can give this another type of push. And I think the retraces may actually be after hours. I'm not sure, but this is a tough resistance right around here. Yeah, buddy. 5-minute close is about to get its closure here. 10 seconds left. There's another potential tick up that this thing could experience here. Careful, because this is still bull trap zone. 2 seconds left. Here we go. Man. Wow. Be careful, guys. Be careful. Very careful, team. I'm completely out of my... I'm risk off right now, guys. Just so you know. Oh, yeah. Hold on, brother. Hold on. I was going to risk on again here. These are important times. Well, are you in GME right now? Please don't tell me you are. Yeah, I usually trade 840 my time, and then power hour 30 minutes to the ending and the imbalance at the last 10 minutes into the first 5 minutes or 3 minutes into the after hours is usually where I risk on. Yeah, you've been in it, huh? You did tell me. What do you think, Jen? Puts? Or maybe I'm thinking right. What do you think, Seb? We're below resistance right now, so I think maybe in the last 3 minutes, we could probably see the deleveraging of all the calls. You know what I mean? And always like next day expiries and stuff, guys. Nothing like nothing insane. So it would be like next day 674 puts, SPY. 300% gain on the butterfly. Let's go. Or even the 2-day would probably be better. But it's such a strong day. It's such a strong day that this thing might have just gotten the retrace and it continues on upward after the close. But I was thinking that the pullback could come in 2 hours after the close too. You know what I mean? Here comes the market close. You know, it feels like it's deleveraging completely. Oof, here's that close. I love trading with you too, Destiny. Let's kill it. No problem. You're very welcome. Always happy to help. Dude, as much as I feel the upside is going to continue, buddy, I think that that could have been it for the upside for now. You know, I mean, they could just run it up like crazy, and then everybody just gets mad trapped or whatever. But I honestly feel that just could have been it right about there. You know. But at this point, I'm just I'm really just guessing though. But you're still feeling green, dude. The hourly time frame usually does the wick top. You know. The rest of the week, gee. Bro. Oh my goodness, dude, that's insane. Friday, is it? No. Is Wednesday a half day as well? Yeah, baby. Okay. I'm gonna go get you some money. Hold on. All right, Guardian, you take care, buddy. Seb, did you end up picking up anything? We could grab those. I mean, now that it has a little bit of a pull, we could probably grab those 674 calls. Like entry just at this quick low here. Tomorrow, full day. Thursday closed. Tomorrow is a full day? Oh, cool. They're not going to do half day. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Yeah, it could be a window of opportunity. Sure. Absolutely. Okay, so we have. Let me look at this real quick, buddy. Hold on. I'm going to put an alert on this. I think Sebastian fell asleep. Dang it. Seb, you in? Are you risk on? Seb. Sebastian? Okay. Did you get another? I don't know if it's going to do it, buddy, but I got a very light entry at the wick there. It's still around there. I don't know if you wanted to catch it. You didn't risk on? Okay. I was telling you the 674 calls. I'm barely up. Barely, like 0.5%. Yeah, because it broke above that wick. And who knows if it wants to continue upward. But I have a very small position. It's not going to make any difference on anything. But I'm going to put this thing here, guys, to remind everybody that we still got some. I'm sorry, that these are the new, this is the new Black Friday set of 3, right? And those are at a massive discount. Make sure to get them, guys. Send me your TradingView username, and everything will be cool. Here you go, guys. Something. And, you know, by the way, I don't think I'm going to leave them risk on, dude. Like for the next day or something like that. You know what I mean? Julie? But it was a pretty strong day, man. I got to say. 600 points. Wow. And then what else did it, man? There was a lot of upside on things. Okay. Yeah, get some rest, buddy. All right, team. Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's get out of here, guys. Let's do our little dance and get back to it later this evening. And if any questions, guys, reach out to me. But from here, we are good to go. Daniel, I owe you that, okay? That'll be the first one tonight for you, buddy. I'm seeing confluence, though, dude. I'm seeing confluence to the broader markets. I'm gonna run a test on it, actually. I love you, bud. Thank you, team. Really appreciate everybody. Yeah, go ahead, baby. Go ahead. All right, team. Yeah, good day for trading, guys. Love the green too, buddy. All right, team. Take care, everybody. And we'll chat soon, okay? Sebastian, love you, bud. Jen, I'll catch you later. See you, Daryl. Bye, team. Goodbye, everybody. Taco Joe, love you, bud. Take care, team.